everybody, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and I am your hostess for this spinning, knitting, and dyeing podcast. Um, I'm so glad you're all here today. I welcome every one of you, whether this is your first time here or you've come back again and again. I love you guys. You're the reason that I do this. It just means the world to me. Today is May 2nd, 2018. Sorry if I sound a little different. I have allergies, and as much as I love spring and summer, the pollen doesn't like me. Anyways, this is episode 113. How about that? You can find me. My show notes are right in front of me, so excuse me if I look down. You can find me on Ravelry as NapiersKnits. I also have an Etsy store by that same name. And then our podcast group is Naturally Kim's Knitting. And you just go to the podcast tab on Ravelry and look for Naturally Kim's Knitting, and it should bring you right to me. I'm also on Instagram as knittin_Kim. And then, of course, YouTube, Blogger, and Wordpress, you can find me as Naturally Kim's Knitting. WordPress and Blogger are generally where I have my show notes. I tried to put them on the podcast too. And, yeah. Anyways, just a second. I know you're used to seeing me drink hot tea, but this time of the year, iced tea is the best. And this is just a little bit of Hope vanilla mixed with decaf Irish breakfast tea. It's not really breakfast today. The Hope vanilla is a little strong for me in the iced tea by itself. So by mixing it with something else, it just helps mellow it a little bit. Anyways, let's see. We have a new member. So I'd like you all to welcome, I believe it's eyenowhour. Welcome. So glad to have you part of our group. Feel free to join in on any of the threads that are going along. I'm always so glad when anybody happens to discover my little podcast. It just means a lot to me. And I've made some dear friends through this. And I've spread this to my friends and my family. And it's just, excuse me. Sorry about that. The garbage man came, and my dog just has to say hello to everybody. She is actually one of those dogs whose bark is worse than her bite. She does not bite, but she does love to bark. Anyway, so eyenowhour, I'm very glad to have you part of this group, as I am all of you guys. It means so much. Now I have a little bit of knit-along news. We only had one person enter our double knitting, but she put two different things in there. So Anvita, you get to choose any pattern from Handmade Studios 1 and get in touch with me, and I will make sure that you receive that pattern. Yay! So tickled. Then we also have a finished object knit-along winner, and that would be eyenowhour. And I'm sorry I didn't bring it over. She wins this beautiful yarn from Knit Picks. This is Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering Park Rose. This is the kind of yarn that they had on sale last month. Oh, I love Hawthorne. Anyways, so get in touch with me, eyenowhour, and please let me know what your address is, and I will send this beautiful skein of yarn to you. So those are our winners for this month. Excuse me. Now, we're starting our finished object knit-along goes along throughout the year. The end of every month, I draw a winner. But then every other month, I like to start a new one. And this one is going to be mosaic knitting. It is different than double knitting. Anybody who's interested, all you need to do is post your finished object in the thread. Of course, you do need to be a member of my podcast group. But post your finished object in the thread, Mosaic Knitting. Thank you for Anvita for finding my mistake in the thread. If you have a pattern name, please put it with it. Let's see, you can double knit into, or double knit, poly dip into any other group as long as it fits everybody's requirements. I think that's it. Same general rules apply with the finished object. You do need to put the pattern name, um, a picture of the object, and like today's, I did check to make sure that it was posted this month as being finished, so that the winner. Oh, I told you that's eyenowhour. I cannot believe you just joined and you won. Doesn't happen all the time. Okay, so if you're unsure about the rules, just go to the Naturally Kim's Knitting pod, uh, podcast group in Ravelry, and the rules are right underneath the thread. Okay, I don't have the afghan out with me, only because I'm going on the needles, in case you're wondering. Only because I only was able to do 2 squares because I had to get my yarn from Knit Picks, which we made part of our Christmas budget, so that it didn't actually count as part of my yarn fasting. So I'm still fasting. It's funny. Anyways, I did do 2 squares, but I probably showed a picture at the beginning of it. No promises, but probably. So anyway, so I do have that. That's on my yarn. I did 2 squares. Pretty colors. Very interesting compared to the greens and things that have been the previous temperatures. So it's rather interesting. Anyways, then the next thing, did I not bring it out? Oh my goodness, I'll have to pause you again just a moment. Sorry about that. I thought I checked to make sure I had everything out here, and I didn't. Now this sweater is based off, this is my grandson Tobias's sweater, and this is based off of the, I want to get the name right, the Sloane Square sweater by Gabrielle Danskknit. However, I decided just to go with the Caron yarn because it makes its own stripes. And look at this. Isn't this cute? Okay, it's not real far along, so it's hard to tell how cute it is. But I separated for the arms. And look at this. This is all the same Caron yarn. This is one of those big cakes. Sorry if I'm bouncing the table. Comes like this. And I have 2 of those. And I just started thinking, this is enough for a sweater for my grandson. So that's what I'm making. So that's the Sloane Square sweater by Gabrielle Danskknit. And the yarn is Caron. And I'm using US size 6 and 7 needles, which are 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles. And it's coming along so great. Now, this next thing, it doesn't look like I got real far, but I did. It's just that I have a lot of stitches because I'm on the skirt. So it's going to look bunched up at the bottom because I don't want to lose my stitches. But it's growing. It's growing a little bit. That's my Genevieve's dress. And I love it. I'm hoping she will. I still have another increase to do, then some more rows before I bind off. So this is going to be great for her. And I love the colors, and I think they'll look good on her. And I hope she likes it. She told me that it was too little, but that's because it's not finished. She thought it was too short for her. So, oh, I should tell you, that's the Nahid dress for children by Knitting Expat Designs, Mina Phillips, and it's made out of the Viking Milk and Honey color 840, that's the yellow that's on there, and then Jawoll Magic 048 color. And I'm using size 2 and 4 needles, and the 2s are 2.75 millimeter, and the 4s are 3.5 millimeter needles. Yay! Oh, I love it. The last time I worked it, I was hoping to finish the ball of yarn that I was on. Didn't quite make it, but hey, that's okay. Then I got this when I bought one of Cece's books, which I will talk about her latest book really soon. I wasn't going to do a crafty book review, but then I thought, yes, I am. I'm doing Cece's book. So I've started two more or another pair of scrap yarn socks. I was working on this last night. That's why they're not the same size. I'll work on this one today. So this is the same skein. Well, this is actually from a sock blank that I got from Gail's Art that I had yarn left over. Weighed it out, made sure the same weight was in each, but you could tell the colors changed, and I love it. I love it. Now I'm hoping whoever gets it will love it. And before long, it will be changing to this color, which I have no idea what that is. Some yarn I have had for ages and ages, so there's no way I can remember what they were, because I didn't used to save sock bands. You're going to think I don't anymore, because I try to. It's just that sometimes we're picking things up and we'll find a sock band, a yard band, and not thinking, my husband or myself, usually my husband, will throw it away. So anyway, so those are scrap yarn socks. Then I have a Christmas gift sock that I'm making for one of my loved ones. This yarn, and of course when you're working with somebody with big feet, or wide feet, 9-inch needles don't always work the best. And once again, you can tell I need to work on this one today. But this was gifted to me by Fiona, this yarn. I hope you don't mind that I'm using it for a Christmas gift for somebody. But this was West Yorkshire spinner yarn. And I got online today because I was curious, because I can't believe they didn't have a name. Oh, no, I didn't bring it out with me, and I don't remember what it was called now. I will let you know. It will be on the show notes. I just didn't put it on there yet. I got distracted by other things. But this is what the ball looked like, and of course I divided it into two so I can knit up evenly. And I do it on 2 different needles, because that way I can work on one, all night long before I switch to the next one the next night or whatever. That's a Christmas gift for somebody special. I love doing that. They don't know they're getting them. Digits of Pie scarf. Did it again. I wasn't feeling good. My back was hurting. But I thought, okay, I can handle this even if my back's hurting. No, I can't. I totally goofed it up, set it aside, and haven't wanted to pick it up and frog it again, because it just is discouraging to me. But that's okay. I will get back to it. I just had to take a break again. I know once I get back to the number, I'll be fine. As long as I do it when I'm feeling good. That's the trick right there. So anyways, I do not have it to show you today. But I do have more work done on my homespun yarn. And I love how these colors are working. The brown in the background is from Shetland wool. And the other, I'm not sure where it came from. It was one of the first I got in my stash. And it spun up so nice to make a nice thick yarn. Somebody's going to be so blessed to get this yarn in the end, or to get this scarf in the end, I think. It will go to either the men's shelter or the women's shelter in town, or the soup kitchen. So I just haven't decided yet. But isn't that pretty? That's my scrap yarn scarf. Did I show this? Oh yes, that's Genevieve's. And one last thing to show, and I have to tell you, I love this. Everybody, if you've been watching me, you know what I've been working on for my daughter. It's from the Twist and Tweed book from Knit Picks, and it is, the Harley sweater. Okay, so I had the collar all done. Last week I had picked up the stitches for the body, and oh my goodness, Look at how, I don't know if you can see, this is the cable that goes down the raglan sleeve. This is another cable. This goes down the center of the sleeve. Raglan cable. Then you have your front or your back. Another raglan sleeve sweater cable down the center of the sleeve. And the raglan, it's going to form along the raglan seam. This, I love. I love it so much. I cannot wait till it's done and see her wear it, and I hope she does. She won't wear it until probably, well, I shouldn't say. I was out there in October and I could have used a sweater. So, you know, not till the fall next year probably. But that'll work because that's okay. They're actually coming out here in the fall, so I could give it to her then. I don't know if she watches it or not. I sometimes try to encourage her, but you know, I don't know if she does. So those are all of my objects that are on my needles, and yes, there are a lot. But if you've noticed, other than socks, which I have to keep 2 pairs of socks on the needles in order to meet my goal this year, because I'm making for Christmas gifts, and I'm making for the soup kitchen. And I'd like to have 12 pairs of socks done for the soup kitchen. So I do have those new, but otherwise, oh, and chemo caps, but I don't have one started yet. Because I just finished my latest one. Wasn't sure if I'd like the gray, but I think some young boy or some girl might enjoy that. And that is my latest free pattern. And you can find, well, actually I put a link to it in a Ravelry thread under Naturally Kim's Knitting. So you can find it there. It is a chemo cap for kids. And I started this off with Felicia yarn, and I would make the little pearl bumps to match the stripes in that yarn. But I like the way it looks with this, and if you don't put a pom-pom on it, they can choose to wear it this way. Oh, I thought I got the end trimmed off. I didn't. Guess what I have to go make sure to do? I got a chemo cap done. Yay! Oh, I did finish the 1 pairs of socks last week, but I was so tickled with them that I put them on, wore them to my crafty Bible study time, brought them home, and I, you know, when I'm at home, I take my shoes off and I just walk. So they were kind of dirty, so they're being washed. I just wasn't thinking. Hopefully I'll have them back next week and you can see them. But I love them. I haven't named them yet, so I haven't put the pattern up yet. But I love them. They are comfy. They were actually made out of Knit Picks Chroma Twist Fingering in the groovy colorway. And they were so much fun to make and everything. But you know, oh well. So this is the part of the podcast where I like to talk to you about the things that are making me happy. Well, first of all, you know I am an affiliate with Knit Picks. So anytime I mention Knit Picks, I try to put the show notes a link to the Knit Picks store. And if you get from Knit Picks and you order through that link, I get a couple pennies, which I can then apply to prizes for the podcast, for knit-alongs and things like that. So, but this week, or this month, they're having 20% off of their gloss yarn, which is gloss yarn and roving, which is a merino wool and silk yarn. I've not had the pleasure of knitting with it yet, but it sounds like it would be heavenly. Anybody who has, please let me know how it is. But 20% off of that for this month. I can't buy any anyways because, you know, yarn fast. Another thing that's made me happy, I thought for my husband's birthday socks, I would Navajo ply, which is so silly. I would Navajo ply my singles together. And I say it's silly because I have never Navajo plied before. So to think I would do something that would be good enough to put in my husband's socks on the first time, that was wishful thinking. However, I've just, I've discovered I love Navajo plying. Yes, it should be smoother through there. This is my first time. So, I think that is gorgeous. And that will make such a nice heavy scar or yarn, which I will probably put in a cowl or a scarf. I love Navajo plying. It's going to become something that I do with my roving now, I have a feeling, other than when I'm making soft yarn. Possibly when I get better, it will be soft yarn too. Then I thought, oh, there it is, right in front of me. I brought out the single that I've spun for my husband's yarn. I've got another single I'm working for my husband's birthday socks. He chose the colors. I dyed them up, and I've been spinning them. This is a merino nylon blend. So soft, so nice. It'll make a nice pair of socks for my hubby. I'm going to put a heel, toes, and cuffs of a contrasting color. But oh my goodness. Then, I didn't put this down. You know I love dyeing yarn. And I'm really trying to get more into the natural dyeing, or dyeing from things that I have around home. Well, I have made a mixture of hibiscus and some kind of black tea last week, and I didn't drink it. I mean, I had a cup, I had a bottle, but then I didn't drink anymore. I don't know why. So it sat there, and something in my mind, well, okay, I spilt a little on the countertop, and it made the most beautiful color. I'm thinking sometime I'm going to dye yarn with just the hibiscus. But for this time, I dyed a skein of yarn with the mixture. And I'm hoping you can see, this is just such a delicate beige color, almost an ecru. And I love it. I could do his heels and toes out of that, but I don't need that much for heels and toes. So I'm thinking that will be a pair of socks. Don't know for who, but it'll be a pair of socks. And I love it. It's just so soft and so pretty. And I got that yarn from Knit Picks. It was just a fun experiment. I have like 3 or 4 skeins of sock yarn. This was stroll fingering that I bought from Knit Picks. And I'm thinking I'm gonna try the hibiscus dye next. I also want to try a lot of things from nature this summer. So, yay! Okay, as far as my resolutions for this month, this year, oh, I have to change this. It's not up to date because I have 1 pair of socks for the soup kitchen done. I do have 11 chemo caps for kids, 3 scarves done, 2 garments done, 3 in the works. And out of my box of socks, I have 1 that I have down, but the ones I wore this weekend, I need to put in there. And then the book I'm going to review for you today is Tickled Pink. 2 designers, 4 indie dyers, 8 pink-tastic patterns by one of my favorite podcast couples, Cece Almond and Danny Almond of Java Pearl Design. And I have this on my phone. I only have the electronic, so I'm hoping I can get it so you can see the pictures. So there's the cover. You don't need to see all the little I want to show you the patterns. Well, there's the stack of goodies that they made. I'm sorry for the glare. In order to get good lighting for me, my windows are in front of me. The first thing that we have to show is the Easy Peasy 6-color gradient socks. And I will show you my version. Ta-da! Those are going to be for Soup Kitchen. And I will show you, hopefully, their version. There we go. there's a good place to put it. The glitter's not quite so bad. Those are the easy peasy 6-color gradient socks. And they have cuff down and toe up. And it was very easy peasy to make. So yay. Then I really do. I'm not this kind of a hat wearer, but since it was for CC, I made it. Ta-da! I believe in pink. Of course, that would be for CC and Dan. They have 2 versions of this hat, and of course you can do this color in anything you want. But since the rest of my hat was pink, I wanted it to stand out, so I did the words in white. See if I can get this. There's one version. I believe in pink. And, sorry, I have to leaf through a little bit because I don't remember what the other one was. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, there's not a good picture of it. I don't want to show that one because it will give you the pattern, and I don't do that. But I believe it's all in one band around. That was the one CC made, but you can't see it in the picture. So, and of course there's CC and Danny. Oh, I do have these, I hope. I've been trying not to wear anything that, oh, I did wear them. Oh my goodness. So I can't show you mine, but these are like, oh, I guess they have everything. I love all these designs. Diamonds in the mine socks. Look at, I am so sorry. I could keep trying. Ta-da. Let me see if I can get it to go sideways. I believe that was designed by Danny, if I'm remembering right. I believe so. Oops, turn my phone the right way. Sorry, my glasses are. Yes, this one was by Danny, and it's beautiful, and it wasn't difficult to knit up. The pattern was pretty basic, but it turned into such a beautiful, beautiful sock. Let me make sure I get the right one. They had a couple of beautiful shawls in here. Well, it's the Bashful striped shawl. I have worn my shawls and my KALs around. I thought maybe turning my camera. I don't know. I can't read the words, sorry. It's too little. Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember the name of it. I apologize, Tammy and Cece. I love this. As soon as I got done knitting it, I started wearing it. And it was very hard for me not to wear it on the podcast because I love this one. I just really, really do. I had to make sure I was going to show the right one. This is the Bashful striped shawl. Ta-da! I love the fact that I get to test knit for them. I just really, really do. I really, really am a mean. Then, oh my goodness, gotta get the right ones for this. Looky. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you mine only because I can't get the pictures to show for you guys as well. Make sure I give you the right socks. Oh, thistles in bloom. I suppose if I showed it to you like that, it would make more sense. It is so beautiful. Now, I made 72 stitches. Sorry, I must have got a notification on my phone. But those are, that was my husband's Christmas gift. And I just loved it. That was designed by Cece. And he's not been allowed to wear it. Because I told him until I show it on the podcast, or until the book's released, I don't want to show it to you, or I don't want you to wear it around. So it is just gorgeous, though. It is beautiful. Then Dammy designed a cowl, and I must say, the yarn I used probably was not the best, but you can still see, look at that stitching. Isn't that gorgeous? Sorry, I had a mistake there with the edge, but isn't that gorgeous? This was not the best yarn to do it out of. It was a very loose spun yarn, and it just did not work out like I would like, but you can still see the pattern in it, and it is just gorgeous. Their picture is so dark, I know that it won't show. This is the Alba cowl, designed by Dammy. It's beautiful. I love it. I'll probably make another one, but not from this yarn. My pictures are so dark in here. I am so sorry about that. Then, let's see, get the right socks again. And the reason why I say I can update my soup kitchen resolution is because I will be donating these and these to the soup kitchen. Because being the 72-inch foot, giving my husband that one pair of socks is going to be iffy, only because he doesn't have that big of a foot. But because of that, I know there are people at the soup kitchen who can use this. But isn't this pretty? I found pearls in the seaweed socks. Isn't that gorgeous? By Cece. She is amazing. They both are. I mean, if you've watched Geeky Girls Knit podcast, stop turning. Oh, I should tell you, all socks, they give directions for top down and toe up. So that's a nice little added thing. Then, they had so much fun with these photographs, you could just tell. I've had this yarn. I dyed this yarn myself. And it was a Halloween colorway. I was just having fun with it. And I decided to use a skein of it to make this wonderful, wonderful. And if you've watched Geeky Girls Knit, you have seen that Dammy has been working on this for a long time. This is the Sea and Sky Wrap. Isn't that lovely? Even, I mean, it would be pretty in a solid yarn, but I love the waves. It is just gorgeous. Oh. Not with this sweater, and I didn't wrap it right. But oh my goodness. It is lovely. It is written in a flat pattern. And they have charts with it too. Oh my, it is, I love it. I love everything these two ladies have designed. At the back of the book, they have the abbreviations. They have difficulty levels. They have tutorials for special techniques. And acknowledgments, of course. So anyways, and then a little bit about Cece and Dammy. Love these ladies. So anyways, in honor of their new book release. And in addition to, I'm sorry, my dog is barking at birds, woofing at birds. And in honor of their new book release, and because I love them so much, there's going to be a giveaway. I haven't put the thread up yet. Well, I will be before I post this. So there should be a thread up for Tickled Pink. And I want to hear what makes you feel tickled pink. Because let me tell you, every pattern in this book makes me feel tickled pink. They did such a wonderful, wonderful job. Cece and Dammy, I thank you for giving me the honor of pattern testing for you. Oh, it was an honor, and they know I hope they know that I love doing all of their designs. So, yay. Tickled Pink by Cece and Dammy Allman. Oh! Okay, I didn't have anybody ask questions this week. I only reviewed one book this week. If you would like to see it, I will put a link down under what I've been reading, watching, and listening to. Oh yes, I do have a chemo cap to put on Caleb's scarf. Caleb's scarves, I forgot. Otherwise, I believe that's it this week. Please do try the mosaic knitting. I would love to see, if you do not think 2 months is long enough to try it and you would like me to extend it, let me know. I can make it a 3-month knit along. Don't forget the finished object thread. I love to see what you guys have worked on. And at the end of next month, I'll have another drawing. Let's see. Anvita and the winner for this month, I'm going to get your name wrong, so I'm going to look again. eyenowhour, please contact me. I think that's it. You guys know I love you all, and I have big hugs for you. I hope your week is wonderful. If you make any mistakes on your projects, I hope they're easy to fix. Have a great, great, wonderful week. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.